a lot of records, that's fine, but making Italian Playboys was, I'll leave it at being an expensive hobby. And, you know, nothing against the singer. I think he was a great singer, but you know, when we got out on the road and, you know, I'm standing on stage and it's not Billy Idol and it's not a front man who's really holding his weight. And you know, I'm a guitarist, man. That's what I do. I'm not a front man, and it became really evident that this is not going to be good.
Right. In terms of the Purple Room, how would you explain it to tech guitar players?
Well, it's my home studio, and it's I have a eclectic mix of guitar amps and guitars, and I'm more of a collector of vintage amplifiers than I am guitars. It would be nice to own a 59 Les Paul, but I could see better use put to that money.
Yeah.
And I kind of know enough about guitars that I pretty much take a Les Paul off the shelf and load it up with my signature pickups that I have out with a company called Bare Knuckles.
Right.
And load it up with different components and refret it and do some stuff to it so it becomes a guitar that I put up against any vintage instrument. So I like new guitars. I like new shiny guitars. But I do collect old amplifiers, and I probably used about 8 amps on this record, which were ranging from 1969 Marshalls to some newer amps by Bogner and John Suhr, a maker who built some cool amps, and also went on eBay and found some cool little vintage guitar amps. So right. I'm more intrigued by amplifiers than guitars, honestly.
Right. I guess that's a more expensive hobby, as you said, right?
Yeah, but it's cool. I love to get inside, and it seems to me that you can do more with an amp as far as modifying it. With guitars, right. You either have a good guitar or a crappy guitar. It's not too much you can vary it.
Okay. Being from New York and where you're at now in LA, are you missing New York quite a bit in terms of living?
I miss it when I go back, because then I'm reminded of how fucking cool it is,
Yeah.
But it's really hard to be a musician in New York. Everybody out here has home studios, and it's so fucking expensive to even live in a box. And LA, you're able to have some space around you. And it took me a while. I've lived in LA for 10 years, and it's taken me quite a long time to kind of find the cool things about LA.
Yeah.
But I love living here now, and this is my life now, and I love going back to New York and being a tourist.
Now, last question. With this new album that you guys got, or that you have out, are you hoping that your audience will appreciate it as you hope that, or the same appreciation that you have for guitars like Paco?
Yeah, obviously. I hope to pick up new fans with this record, because people know what I do with Billy Idol, and the Billy Idol fans, appreciate what I do.
Yeah.
But after we did Billy's last record, Devil's Playground, we went out on the road, and we were out there for about 7 months and played, in Russia and Serbia and Finland and all these places I'd never played before.
Yeah.
And even doing the Warped Tour, I realized that there's a whole new, audience of kids that really dig guitar.
Yeah.
And I had never wanted to do an instrumental guitar record before, but I felt there was a real audience there that would dig it. And then you go on YouTube and you see all these young kids, trying to play my Top Gun anthem.
Yeah.
And I thought, I've been playing guitar for 40 years, and I'm pretty good on it, so I might as well put a record out,
Now, is that why you say that this album is the right time to bring it out?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. The 90s were lean times for virtuoso guitar players.
Yeah. What about Guitar Hero? Where does that play with kids of today, or are you kind of for it? I would imagine you would be. I mean, it brings out a whole new generation of guitarists, supposedly.
I think it's great. I think it's reminds kids of how cool it is to be a guitar player. I think right around the corner, and I happen to know this firsthand, there's going to be something that's going to come out that's going to be the next level of Guitar Hero.
Really?
And it's going to be like Guitar Hero, but you're actually going to play, and it's going to be the most exciting thing for kids learning how to play guitar. I can't talk too much about it. It's something that I
You're
witnessed.
in the know of. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really fucking cool, and it's definitely spurned on by Guitar Hero, but this is going to take it to the next level.
Now, is this going to be on the same standard platform like an Xbox or a PlayStation?
Totally different.
Oh,
totally
really?
different. It's not a video game. It's an actual like home entertainment. The only thing I can say is it's like home entertainment center for guitar players, and it's really amazingly cool, and it's utilizing state of the art technology.
Wow.
And it will be like, the only thing I could say is you will be Eddie Van Halen for real.
Awesome.
It'll enable you to actually be Eddie Van Halen.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll make sure this is the last question. Do you see you guys, you and Billy, collaborating down the road again and doing the same effort? Full album and another tour.
Yeah, we're actually writing now. Yeah, we have a new greatest hits record that's going to come out, and we're going to put 3 or 4 new songs on there. So we're writing right now. Actually, we're going to the studio next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And then we start a world tour in June, Europe, June and July, and then we come back to the States and finish out the rest of the year. So, yeah, there's definitely a lot going on in that Billy Idol world.
Do you have an idea when that new release will come out? Or like a rough guesstimate?
I would imagine around June.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Well, that's it pretty well for me.
Okay, great, man.
And thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, bye.